The global gambling market's worth is estimated to reach 1.4 trillion US dollars by 2030. Now we know the casinos are giant, they have gaudy shows, restaurants, and lavish lifestyles to offer to all their customers for a hefty fee. But how are they really driving this revenue? How are the casinos getting so big? In plain truth, it's happening because they're taking advantage of people with gambling addictions. In this video, I'm going to tell you where casino profits really come from and the business practices that have allowed them to keep growing to this monster size. And also at the end, I'm going to share a myth that is going around right now in the gambling industry that you're not going to want to miss. My name is Rob, and I'm a recovering gambling addict. I made my last bet November the 12th of 2022, and now I'm here to share the truth about the gambling industry so that you don't make the same mistakes with your life that I made with mine. So smash that subscribe button if you're ready to live a better life today. I'm about to hit you with a shocking statistic. Are you ready? In sports betting, 86% of the profits come from just 5% of the players. And I'm not going to stop there. Let me give you a few more data points that'll really shock you. In live casinos and slot machines, the losses of 5% of players account for 74% of the profits. And around the world, 5% of online casino accounts are responsible for roughly 82% of the casino revenue. Are you seeing a pattern here? It's estimated that between 2 and 7% of people have a gambling addiction here in the United States. Now, that range is wide because the study didn't have much money put into it. But if you take the midpoint, we're somewhere right around 4 or 5% of people have gambling addictions. It's pretty weird, if you ask me, that 5% is that number that keeps repeating when we're looking at where the casinos are making the majority of their profits. But when you actually look at their business model, it's not weird at all. Now, a group called Stop Predatory Gambling has given me a lot of this information. You should go and check them out. I'm going to link them down below in the description. But essentially what they do is come out and say what's going on in the gambling industry is wrong, and in fact, predatory. It is the only industry that I know of where you're set up in a win-lose situation. When you go out and buy a piece of pizza and you spend money on it, you get a piece of pizza, right? And they're happy because they got money, you're happy because you got pizza. When you go to a casino, you're paying for the chance to win more money, but you're playing games that are designed for you to lose. So they want you to lose, you want them to lose, but you're the one that's going to end up losing if you keep playing. So it's directly adversarial, and they take advantage of the people that are most hooked to the gambling itself, like me. But how do they get these players to continuously separate themselves from their money? Now, to a certain extent, the addiction is doing some of the work, right? Someone with a gambling addiction is chasing losses. They're not willing to stop once they've won big because they want to get the next big win. They're feeding into this craving to release dopamine in their brain, to feel good, to feel pleasure. But the casinos know exactly what to do to keep that player going when they start to have the thoughts of, maybe I should walk away. Maybe there is a problem with my gambling. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's no problem. That's what they want you to believe. So here's how they do it. A report came out of the UK that online casinos have roughly 86 data points on you as a player. And it's likely that there's more, but this is what was discussed in that study. Basically, they know what your favorite bets are, when you gamble, how much you gamble, your patterns of play. They can detect spending sprees, they can detect when you're on tilt, and they know exactly what to say, when to say it, and how much to offer you to get you to come back when you start to slow down your play. Additionally, the idea of VIPs in the casino has completely changed. Years ago, you'd have to be a big-time high roller, betting big money to get a VIP host at a casino. They'd take care of all your accommodations, anything you want to keep you happy and keep you playing until the casino eventually took you for all your worth. Now, the online casino market has changed the scope of that. And you no longer have to be this crazy big high roller. You just need to be spending a decent chunk of change. And in fact, lawmakers have just kind of started to harp on this in the United States because they're realizing that the VIP market is expanding. And now people that are losing big really shouldn't be spending that money. Before, with those high rollers, not that it was a good thing, right? But they could afford to lose big amounts of money because they were very wealthy. But since the caricature of a VIP has changed, and now they are betting bigger, though their net worths are smaller, they're spending a larger portion of the money that they have access to and are really screwing up their lives. Actually, there was a story about this recently. A friend of mine named Sam Antar was suing BetMGM because the VIP host continued to press him even after he said he was a gambling addict. Now, of course, there's all types of obstacles and barriers in place, and, I don't think it ended up going well for him. But he was getting taken advantage of, even though he expressed that he had a problem. The casinos know who has a problem, they have all the data points on you, and they will continue to send you customized offers and messages to tempt you as much as possible. It takes a lot of pain in a gambling addiction to recognize that you need to quit. And if you're on that borderline of maybe I should stop, maybe I shouldn't, and you get an offer from the casino to come in and play your favorite game at a price that looks too good to pass up, you're not gonna quit. You're gonna keep playing, even though deep down it's getting to be that time to leave it behind. Additionally, when you look at in-person casinos, there's all types of plays that they have to keep you going for longer, whether it's not having windows and clocks, whether it's using casino chips instead of money, and additionally giving you free drinks. If you look at the entire business model of the casinos, it's to keep you playing as long as possible. But once they've identified that if you keep playing, you're going to get on tilt, you're addicted to gambling, and you're going to bet bigger, they give you insane offers to keep you going. And that is how they make their money. So they like to claim that they're pushing responsible gambling, that it'll help people with a problem to be able to control their spending or to quit or cool down. And that's the myth I want to talk about. I think responsible gambling is complete bullshit. Now, that's not to say that the majority of people can't do it. In fact, the majority of people can, and they already are doing it. Responsible gambling is this idea of spending within your limits, keeping to those limits, and being happy whether you win or lose. Because that's what gambling's supposed to be. It's supposed to be that entertainment aspect. But someone with a gambling addiction, who's craving a dopamine hit, who's craving pleasure from the next thrill of placing that next bet, they're not going to gamble responsibly. If we could have gambled responsibly, we already would have. And as we see more legalized gambling entities popping up, the line between what a problem gambler is and someone gambling for entertainment has become blurred as well. A January 2024 poll by the Siena College Research Institute found that nearly 40% of online sports bettors have felt ashamed after losing or have bet more than they should. More than half have chased losses, meaning they increased their bet size to try to get even, which is one of the 9 dangerous behaviors outlined by the American Psychiatric Association to determine if someone is a problem gambler. So all of these things like cool down periods, budget setting limitations, all of these are being built out so the casinos have plausible deniability. They're being built out so the casinos can say, oh, we tried. But the truth is, someone with a gambling addiction is going to keep gambling until they've exhausted all possible resources and reached the point in their life that they're ready to make a change. So anyone between starting and that rock bottom point that has a gambling problem, the casino's going to keep feeding you what you want to keep that action going. And they're going to say they did it in a way that you should have been the one to take care of yourself. You should have been responsible. We gave you all these tools, but you were never going to use them. Responsible gambling is a myth if you're addicted to gambling. And that's exactly who it's supposed to be helping. Let me know what you think about responsible gambling and about these business practices that casinos have employed. And if you want to know more about why I'm so fired up about this, why I'm so passionate, check out my story of gambling addiction that I have linked here. And let's keep getting better together, one day at a time.